Hey guys, I wanted to show you this little quickie trick that I learned, figured out kind of by accident. So these oven knobs here are off of my GE cooktop, and what happens is maybe once a year, the stem here that hooks up to the stove, it just breaks off, like a piece of plastic will break off there, and I've super glued them a couple of times, but I was looking for a more permanent fix, because again, it just keeps on happening and happening. And these things, believe it or not, each one of these is about 35 bucks. So the part number here is WB03T10271. They're crazy expensive. And if they're otherwise in good shape, like the finish is still okay, there's an easy trick that you can use to repair them. So I'll show you what the end result looks like, and then I'll show you how to get there. So this is one that I've repaired already. I mean, the finish isn't in the greatest shape, but it's functional. But if you look carefully in here, you'll see I filled this with a 2-part epoxy. And this is now hard as a rock in there. And it's super easy to do. You can do this in 5 minutes. Let me show you. So you'll need a tube of this to do, one tube will probably do 1.5 knobs. So you'll need a couple of these. These are about $3 or $4, so a lot cheaper than the $35 knobs. And it's super easy to do. Just take your epoxy out of the packaging, snap off the end. You got to screw on straw, the mixing straw. That's what I love about this, is you don't have to mix it by hand. It comes with a mixing straw already. Make sure these are good and clean inside and just fill them up with epoxy. I mean, it's really that simple. And in a couple hours, you'll have something that's pretty much hard as a rock. And this epoxy will fill all the voids, so just give it time to auto level. And I'm hoping this will be a permanent repair. I can't imagine turning this knob so hard that it breaks the epoxy. Let's dump the excess in here, and we'll open another tube. Okay, so that tube is done. Let's get another one. I'm going to reuse the same mixing straw, because why get a second one dirty, right? Let's fill this one up now. Okay, let's dump the excess in the third one I've got here. Now you do have to let these guys sit flat for a while the epoxy is curing. It doesn't take that long. I mean, it was pretty well set up in a few minutes when I did the other one yesterday. Okay. Make sure that we got everything sitting on the vise nice and level, or as level as reasonably possible. This is an exothermic reaction, so these will get warm as that epoxy starts to cure. Be a good time to teach your kids a little bit of science. And after a few minutes, these will get so friggin' hot, they're difficult to hold. I mean, I can barely hold on to this one. Just don't want to bake the finish off of it. But that epoxy is pretty well set up. And that's your repair, guys. Obviously, if the stem is broken, you got to super glue that back together first. But if your stems are in good shape and to prevent them from breaking, this is a good little prophylactic step. So you guys have an oven that has knobs that keep on breaking and you're tired of spending 35 bucks every time, give this trick a try. I'll leave links to the epoxy in the description for you guys. Take care and stay safe.